I fixed it. We're not going live. We are live, so there's that. What's up, guys? It's F dot. I'm here, and
Woo.
I'm chilling with a couple of friends that
Oh
Well,
god,
they're over here.
my phone's rumbling.
No, why you gotta
That's
change
Twitter
that picture
notifications.
of the...
Well, that's the only picture I have. That's Mass
Are
talking
you
right
using
there.
his are you using his SPL picture?
I am using his SPL picture. So, as you can hear, as I was rudely interrupted, I've got two friends with me. I'm here with Draylo, the coach, and I have him labeled as Chalk Player as well, because that's always relevant. And then Mask is here. So, what's up? Here, just so we know your voices. Draylo, what's up, man?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing, Tom?
I can't complain. Hanging out. A lot of crazy stuff happened last night, so I was up late. Shouts to the sub. That guy's cool. And Mask, what's up, man?
How's it going, dude?
Not bad, not bad. So you guys are on. I guess we'll set the table for everybody who doesn't really know what's going on. But basically, Enemy was the team that made it to number 2 at Worlds. They looked pretty dope. They've been together for a full split. And yesterday, we saw the team sort of walk in two different directions. Draylo, Mask, Salt Machine, and who's the fourth? Vedium. They split and they went one way, and then Pain and Chaos went the other way, and actually the organization stuck with Pain and Chaos. You guys did awesome last split, and obviously at Worlds. So I guess the question is, what happened? So before we get into the details, I guess I'll just ask you guys, what went down that made the team split up?
All right, so ever since the teams came together, there's always like some synergy and personality issues with the team in terms of just getting along together. And after Worlds, that problem still wasn't really solved. We tried having multiple team talks about it and having multiple discussions about it, and the problem only seemed to get worse. And I guess the main real two parties who were on the other side, we started causing this issue were mainly just Vedium and Pain. They didn't really get along well, and Vedium had gotten along well with every other support he's played with, and vice versa for Pain. So it was really just the single unique issue between the two players who they really just didn't get along well, each other's personalities. And it just basically got to the point where we couldn't scrim together because the negative atmosphere generated by these two players would affect everyone else's play.
That makes sense. Now, when you say personality conflicts, what do you mean exactly? Where didn't they get along?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, was it big picture stuff or just petty things? I mean, because you said did Vedium and Pain Devion did they just never get along from the get go, or?
I mean, they sort of got along in the beginning, but
only trolling.
I don't know. As time went on, they started to the problems started to rise. And it sort of just grew over time.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, you guys were together for a split. Everybody sort of joined Pain, and I imagine everybody was fine then, or were there feelings even then hey, we kind of just want to win despite, I don't know, basically I'm trying to figure out.
It was sort of what you just said. We sort of just mainly just came together and just dealt with each other because we wanted to win. We were never we never really came together as a team and friends. We were mainly just a team of the best players possible.
Yeah, it makes sense, I guess. And then you guys, I mean, it seems like you achieved that, right? You guys obviously didn't win. Epsilon's a big hump to get through, but for being together for one split, I mean, a lot of people would consider that successful. Why the decision to really, split ways when you guys if you guys came together just to win, I mean, why split up when you guys were winning?
Well, because we were pretty confident and afraid that we couldn't keep on winning like this. And we had a lot of problems with just our previous young. I'm not really going to go into that, but I believe Payne addressed the problems that we had well. Just short longer about it, us.
Right.
And so we had Mask lined up for about a while now. He had subbed in scrims for a while, and when he subbed in, we played amazing. And so when he got on band, we're like, oh yeah, let's get Mask, no brainer, And
Yeah,
so we got him, and then we scrimmed with the team for about a month and a half, 2 months. And over time, slowly, the problem just started to kept on growing, and it just kept on growing. We would have these team talks. We would try to fix the problem, address it, try to get them together and talk through it, but it just wouldn't solve the problem. It wouldn't get any better.
Yeah, I mean,
and basically,
no, go ahead.
And basically, it just got to the point where we're if we lost one game of scrims, we would be over for the night. Everyone would just be so tilted that we couldn't keep on going.
Yeah, I mean,
and so at that point, I realized damn, It's like we got to make a change. And basically, I had to decide between either Payne, a player who has been underperforming and who has many issues of his who has had issues lately with his communication and his god pool play, or I can choose a player like Vedium who's been playing extremely well in scrims.
Yeah, I mean, objectively, when it comes down to gameplay, that's, I think a lot of people understand that much, as far as how lopsided the team is, I could say. But so you as the coach, I mean, that's really that's got to be the biggest struggle for you. How does that
Right.
Because I imagine you were doing a lot of things to try and work over this thing just between Vedium and Payne, and then obviously these situations don't isolate themselves between the two teammates individually. How did the rest of the team react to what was going on between Vedium and Payne?
Well, like it started just beginning when I don't know if you want to speak on this for Master now, but like me and Master just got together in TeamSpeak one day after scrims, and we just sat there like, wow, dude, this actually cannot go on. We can't scrim together. So I just started thinking of ideas and solutions, and like we tried Team Socks in the past and it didn't really work out.
Right.
We tried all these things in the past and it didn't work out, and so we decided like a chain needs to be needed, or else we literally cannot function as a team anymore. We're just gonna keep on. If we go into the next split as six people all together, we're literally just gonna deteriorate and sort of fall apart like DSM did in the fall split.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I know
we're not gonna let that happen. We're gonna take the preemptive action here, and we decided to see if my theory was right, that it was just like when like I was saying before, and we're gonna try someone else out.
So you as the coach, and I don't mean this to like point fingers or anything or anything like that. I just kind of want to get the general feel of everything. You as the coach, and I mean Mask and everybody else sort of on the outside, is this a thing? Because is this a thing where Vedium and Payne just sort of have a disagreement, and you're on the outside like, oh well, you guys can't get along, or is there a right or a wrong side that you feel?
I really don't feel like there's a right or a wrong side. Both sides are at fault, and both sides have things that they're doing wrong.
Yeah, sorry. That's the kind of vibe that I was getting from what everybody was getting at. Was it just was a disagreement? So was it just was it just a way that communication was given? Was it a work ethic thing? Because like I said, if it's not a right or a wrong, it has to be something almost gameplay related.
Basically, okay, Matt, you want to answer this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Like one thing we had with work ethic was like we felt like Payne wasn't expanding his god pool fast enough. We gave him like quite a long time to expand it, but he wasn't grinding enough, getting things done. And there was constant scrims where we would see Payne's performance and be like, this is like one of the main reasons we lost this game or lost this set, and like a change had to be made. And it wasn't like his communication like it used to be had we could overlook that fact because of his communication. Like at that point it was falling off as well.
And like something else to mention is like sort of I sort of thought about this, but sort of how the dynamic worked is Vedium would get mad off of like Payne's play and some of the stuff that Payne did, and Payne would get mad off based off how how Vedium would like get mad at how he would get mad at his play pretty much. So it was like this constant circle.
And it's just that kind of not going to stop. And I mean,
yeah, it's just going to keep on going. It's like really hard to fix, like
especially when it's a duo lane, right? I mean, that's
right.
A duo lane, they have to really work on the same page, and obviously you're spending more time in the lane together. So I can imagine how that could, push people's buttons and start this, I don't know, toxic tornado.
Right. And again, it's not just like one player is like consistently has these issues of like their duo lane partner. Like Payne has gotten along with every other AC he's played with, and Vedium's gotten along with every other support he's played with. Like the guy was literally best friends with Chris Pocket. I mean, I don't know how good Chris Pocket was, but like it's not like they're both like one of them's like really like the main root issue is like they both can get along well with like people.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just that like these two players did not get along well.
Yeah, sometimes that just happens, and from what I know because I know Payne a super long time, like a couple of years now, and Vedium and I know him. I don't know him as well as I know, or as long as I know Payne, but they both seem, or they both are, I should say, just genuinely, easy to get along with people.
Right.
So, I mean, was there a specific event that sparked this animosity between the two, or was it just, oil and water don't mix?
It was sort of like grew it started like growing at the end of this fall split, like towards like the last few weeks, towards like the break between regionals, and it just started growing from there. And what really like we had like this infamous team talk about, if you refer to it, we all know what we're talking about. This sort of like was like the thing that really like was like the definite thing that made scrims unplayable, because like we all try to get together and like us six and have like this big team talk that like, hey, we're gonna stick together as six. There's no roster changes. We're going into the fall split with these 6 players, and we need to work out our problems. But like what ended up happening was like Payne basically lost confidence in his play and lost confidence in his teammates, and Vedium lost confidence in Payne, and so the problem just like got worse.
Chaos also as well. He lost confidence in his play as well.
Really?
Yeah, Chaos got very like insecure about his play in scrims too, and that made things worse as well. Like, it's this the big team talk that we have is like, what was supposed to fix all of our problems just kind of made it worse, unfortunately.
What kind of steps did you take to sort of like fix the issue? Because I don't know, it sounds like everything just sort of spiraled out of control. But was there a chance? Did you see, you know, as you know, I guess I'm asking you as a coach, was there a spot where you saw like, hey, maybe I can save this if I do something, or do you think it was just sort of doomed from the start?
I kind of think I was doomed from the start, but like maybe there's something I could have done. I don't know. I don't really like trying to think like that. Like, you know, if maybe if only I had done this, you know. But like, unless it's like objectively needed for me to know that, so I can, if it's actually just criticizing myself, so I know I do it better. But like, I don't really think there's like anything I could have really done much to really fix the issue. I think it was just doomed from the start.
I mean, that's a good attitude to take. Maybe not that it's doomed from the start, but I mean the attitude, like, you know, not to really look back or anything, and regrets don't really help anybody. You know, I guess that goes down the same road.
You just gotta keep on moving forward, man.
And you know, that's kind of where I want to bring the conversation, because it sounds like in general that you know, the whatever drama that people are asking for just isn't out there, and there was a just disagreement, and you guys wind up walking separate ways. I guess the question, last question I would go before we move on to the future is, how did the team really get divided? Like, was it an understanding that
how did the team get divided? Well, like the team dynamic was always sort of split between like when Mash joined, at least it was like Pain and Chaos, and there's like Vedium and Salt, because like, you know, those two players on like each side were like best friends together. Then sort of in the middle is like me and Mask, because me and Mask are like best friends, but like we literally just want to win, man. Like, we don't really care. We're just trying to get along. We just want to win. That's all we want to do. And like, I don't know, that's sort of how it was divided. And so when this whole situation came up, me and Mask had like this like decision: do we go with like, you know, Chaos and Pain, or do we go with like Salt and Vedium? Well, like the thing is, like, not only are we more scared of like Salt and Vedium getting on another team, and not only are the support and mid options or the support options better if we go with Vedium and Salt, because there was an opportunity to keep Chaos. And not only that, but like we're also like really good friends of Vedium and Salt. Like we're very good friends, so like it was pretty much the obvious like choice to go with Vedium and Salt. And also Pain was also like underperforming during this time as well.
Right, of course. Now you mentioned real quick in that there was an opportunity to keep Chaos. How did that opportunity come about?
Matt, do you want to talk about this, or
the Chaos situation was basically what was happening in the team. Chaos and Pain were like best friends, and me and Chaos and Draylo had a really good standing. Chaos really liked us, but he liked Pain a lot more. Like, Pain was the reason he was in competitive. Like, he got him into the SPL, he got him like second at Worlds, like all that stuff.
Right.
So Chaos looked up to Pain a lot. So when we told him about this whole roster thing, like, you know, Pain's underperforming, we have to do something with this whole, with like how he's performing. And at the time, we were actually winning scrims like hard. Like, we were not losing. And it wasn't like about losing or winning, it was just the atmosphere. And we could tell that the team would explode if this continued. So Chaos, he was like drawn between like joining the better team or being on a team with his friend, or his like best friend Pain.
Right.
And at first we scrimmed with the other support that we were trying out at the time, and we did pretty well. Like,
we did very well. It was a big improvement.
Yeah, it was actually productive. Like, things were looking really good. And Chaos at the time told me, yeah, I'm staying on, like, we're gonna continue with this, like, we're gonna see how this works out, all this stuff. And then I just got informed like last night that, you know, he changed his mind, and he wants to continue playing with Pain. He wants to play with friends. Like their new roster, I'm not gonna say what it is exactly, but
Okay.
it's just like him and friends, like
Yeah.
Chaos, Pain, and friends.
And
That's
honestly,
what it is.
I kind of respect that because like he kind of realizes that Smite's probably not gonna be his career, and so like what he wants to do is just have fun
Ooh.
for the rest of the time he plays Smite before college gets serious for him. And I can
You're
totally
talking about
respect that.
Chaos?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can totally respect that.
Yeah, I mean, esports is definitely that's a big decision to really make and make your career as you said. So, that's something that you can't really shake a fist at. We've had a couple of players like NQ, for example, left the game just because he wanted to go to school and stuff.
Right.
We've had other
like,
players do that.
You'll see like Baskin leaving like C9 or Looney Tunes, whatever you want to call it, to join like PS because like not because like PS is obviously the better team, but because PS is like that's where his friends are, and you'll see Anster make the same moves as well. Like
Now,
I don't know, sometimes playing with friends actually has some merit.
and you say some merit, and sometimes it has a lot of merit. How much is there like? Are you always going to? I guess what I'm asking is, are you always going to do better with your friends on a team, or is sometimes just raw talent worth it to grin and bear it with someone you don't necessarily get along with?
It's
It
situational,
depends.
it's situational, but like it really depends on how good your friends are, because you can do very well with your friends. Like being on a team with your friends and and if those friends are like committed and like willing to like get better, improve, and are productive and constructive, like that's the best team you can possibly ask for. Being friends can help a lot.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. Do you believe in the idea of working backwards, where like you come together sort of like haphazardly, like Enemy did last split, then growing in rather than growing apart, like unfortunately you guys did growing together? Is that a thing?
Growing together, you need to have certainly some like very like agreeable personalities and very like good personalities, but it can happen, sure. But like, I don't know, it really takes a special situation for that to happen.
That makes sense. So I guess one of the questions that I wanted to ask about Pain, a couple of people asked this on Twitter and on Reddit as well, was when you guys, because for a period it sounded like that everybody was okay with and entertaining the idea of replacing Pain. Who were you trying out at that point?
We can't say.
Yeah, can we say?
I got
No,
we can't say, but I also got an so.
No, we should. Well, it's because the player that we were considering is gonna be on our future team. We want to keep it a secret for now. But
Okay.
Yeah,
he's
let's keep it a
a
secret.
he's a really.
You'll
good
find
player.
out soon. You'll find out soon.
Well-
He's an amazing player.
Well, so see, in the future, you didn't have to tell me he was going to be on the team. You could have just told me who it was.
I know what you're doing.
Yeah, I
You're
know,
just spilling
I know,
the beans
I know,
right
I know,
now, dude.
I know, but I
You're
wanted to
spilling
give
the beans.
You got to
Then I
learn how
would've
to
spoiled.
you got to learn how to spoil a little bit so that when it happens later, you get that M Night Shyamalan like what?
That's
what
guys,
you
I'm
gotta
telling
go for.
everybody. It was me. I was playing chalk support.
I almost believe
Chalk was
that,
real.
to be honest with you.
Chalk was real.
Enter channel.
So,
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I'm doing.
Pain moves to the Angar.
Jesus.
okay.
That's the thing.
That was very interesting.
that's
I don't know who that was.
Benjamin moved to the
All
Angar
right.
hut, playing
Well.
GTAV.
That changed my thoughts on what I had planned before. Anyway, so you guys, you had tried somebody out on support, and when did that idea change between okay, Pain's underperforming, and we're just gonna replace Pain real quick to wait, you know what? No, we're not gonna replace Pain. We got to work a different way. When did that mentality change?
That never changed.
That never happens.
Yeah,
We're always
that never
going to go Wolfie as our support. Oh, wait, shit.
In reality, though, like the thing was, we never wanted to replace Pain. But he would think that we wanted to replace Pain. Like he thought we wanted to replace him. We never had any and that's when we had the team talk. We're like, you're not getting replaced. I don't know where you're hearing this.
Yeah, we're staying
all this-
together, 6 people. We never had any talks with any other support. You can ask everybody in the scene.
Yeah, but then after you heard that, like for some, you'd expect for him to be like, oh, okay, then I have nothing to worry about. But he started worrying more, and he started becoming, having more anxiety towards it.
That's actually
he started
something
playing
we
way
didn't really
worse.
mention, is the fact that he was like scared of being replaced
Yeah, that's
for some
rough.
reason.
And I mean, I guess that comes from you guys are talking about like the lack of confidence coming out of Chaos and Pain. Do you think that is sort of the situation specific thing where like the 3 or the 4 of you guys not necessarily like intended to, but made them feel like they were, not? Do you think the lack of confidence came from you guys as a group, or do you think that that's something that they just have naturally that they could take on to the future teams?
The thing is with Chaos is he's a very emotional player, and just hearing that he might have gotten replaced kind of gave him like, kind of scared the guy. I'm not sure about Pain, but with Chaos, that he got really emotionally like, you know, he was just like, he had a lot of anxiety. He wasn't confident in scrims. Like,
Basically,
he was not
whenever he
playing well.
played in scrims, he felt like, oh man, these guys are probably judging me. Whereas before, he didn't really feel that.
Right.
And basically, so like he felt like his play was being judged from the start, which it kind of was because I'm watching his play and I'm constantly judging his play with my job. But like,
Yeah,
he didn't really like. He started feeling that and it started like really affecting his play. And he started becoming really anxious and like worried about scrims pretty much.
Mask, did you feel the same way?
No, I loved scrimming. I don't know. I personally enjoyed scrimming 100%. The only times I wouldn't enjoy it is when people would be very like not. They would go into scrims not being confident. Yeah, and it would just go
vertical.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It sounds like something. Honestly, it sounds like something that just sort of originated in the duo lane, thanks to nobody, and kind of just spread throughout the team. How did you? I guess the question is, you know, Mask, you and Salt Machine seem to be pretty okay. I mean, how did that not spread to you? I guess how did you keep that out of your system? The negativity and the lack of confidence.
I am never worried about getting replaced on any team, and neither is Salt.
Word. All right.
Yeah,
Is that just
why?
because you think you're that good? Because I respect that for what it's worth. I think that's a good attitude to have.
I mean, if I get replaced, I get replaced. That's just how the business goes. I'm not like gonna worry about it every single day, and if I do, then it's gonna drive me mad, like it did to others.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big part of playing at the competitive level is not just pushing your buttons, but also having the mentality to stand in the fire. So I respect that a lot. And, you know, talking about standing in the fire, you guys are. So I saw a tweet from Vedium, because right now as it stands, right, the organization has gone with Pain. It's Pain, Chaos, and then Enemy, and they're going to look for 3 players and maybe a coach, who knows. So how did that conversation go? What did you speak to the guys from Enemy directly at all?
Yes, we all did. We had a team meeting, an org meeting. Basically, what was happening was we talked to Chaos, we talked to everyone. We're like, okay, we're gonna have this team change. We're gonna try these people out. We're gonna do this. Like, this needs to happen. Like, things aren't going well at all, even though we're winning scrim.
Right, we didn't really factor in like Enemy and like having any decision or like, you know, whether or not we're gonna bench Pain. We were just like going to basically talk to him to see if we can keep the sponsor or not, but
They basically decided against us in the sponsor issue.
Even if they sided with Pain and we'd still have Chaos, then we would just go with a different sponsor. But they sided with Pain, and Pain with the Chaos went with Pain, so they didn't have to be all spot.
Word. So do you know any other reasoning behind Enemy going to Pain? Did they explain anything to you guys?
Basically, Pain was always like they're like, oh, my cat's being a little. All right, they're basically Pain was always their only line of contact between the team and like, you know, them. Pain was the one who like convinced. Right? Yeah, Pain was also the one who like convinced them to sort of like get another Smite team. He was always the one that was talking to them, dealing with them, negotiating with them, etc., etc. So they kind of trusted him.
So throughout the whole time the team was affiliated with Enemy, did anybody else? Did you have as a coach? Did anybody else have contact with the guys from Enemy, or was it?
I mean,
always
we had
Pain?
a group chat with them where we could always like, you know, ask some questions and stuff. But like Pain had most of the Pain had most of the business contacts and stuff like that with them. He was the one who was always like talking to them about stuff.
Sounds like, you know, kind of. Did you guys anticipate if you split up, and then when you make the decision to split up, did you guys anticipate Enemy to go with Pain? Because it sounds like that's a situation where like you kind of figured.
Yeah, I kinda figured.
We somewhat did. Yeah, I mean, they feel like Pain was like one of the main reasons that, you know, the team went as far as they did. Right. So they looked at him in a very high light, and you know, even though we had the majority, I think they just felt like Pain was just too good to drop. I guess I don't know.
How do are you guys okay with that? You don't seem to be too angry, and I respect that. I think that's a good.
That's just org's decisions at the end of the day. Yeah,
it's just
a business decision.
Yeah, it's just how business goes. And like I said, I think if I was in the shoes, I could see the writing on the wall going to Pain. And I don't know, a lot of people kind of don't get the business side of things. And just in the short conversation, Mask obviously gets it. So I respect the stance that you're not too angry about anything that went on. How do they work as an organization? I mean, Enemy is they're active on Twitter. They seem to be fun guys. Is it a fun crew to work with or play for?
I'm not really gonna comment on what happened behind the scenes.
That's fair. That's fair. So with that, enemy no longer in the picture. You'll have to get a sweet new hat now, Draylo. What are you gonna do about that?
Fortunate, really, dude.
Well, you
Oh,
already have
man.
your umbrella hat, so.
Oh yeah,
He's gonna-
that's right. I got my propeller hat and my umbrella hat. So it looks like
He's
I'm
gonna
set for
attach
next
the
one.
he's gonna attach the propeller to another hat.
You got to put the propeller on the umbrella hat.
Yeah. I'm gonna fly away, and then when I have to drop down, I'm just gonna glide down. The plan.
So you guys, realistically, you're gonna have to find another hat, hopefully with an organization's logo on it. So,
Yeah,
but-
that's the plan.
but that's a couple of steps down the line. Organization much later. First of all, you need to be first of all, you need a team. So right now, where does it stand? So together right now is Mask, you as a coach, and then you have
Right, Betty and
Benji and
Vishu.
Ready.
oh yeah, so it's Vedia, Mask, Salt, and you guys together. So what are the plans moving forward? Are you
we
gonna
got
play?
something. We got something in the works, actually. Yeah, we got something in the works. It should be announced by I want to say on a Monday or Tuesday of next week.
Next week? That's a long time. You still trying people out, or do you have a set roster?
We
Yeah, we already have a roster.
We had a
know
set
we're gonna-
roster.
All right,
We know what we're
so
gonna do.
so I'm not trying to pressure you into, and I actually mean this. I'm not trying to pressure you into revealing. What I am asking is, what keeps these things from just well, we got our 5, let's reveal it. What are the reasons behind that?
Let's just say it's just more convenient to announce it then.
Also,
It'll
you
make,
don't
it'll
want
make
to.
sense when we announce it.
All right, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Also, you don't want to announce things that aren't guaranteed
Right,
because then
this,
you have
this,
to announce.
This could all change. We have no fucking clue.
Oh, okay. So things are.
Anything can happen in a week, but it's a very low possibility that things will change.
So things are in they're set, but everything is done, but sort of the final signature, but everybody's
Yeah.
on board.
Right. Yes.
Can I ask if there's going to be any role swaps?
No,
No. I think we're good.
I can't ask, or
Actually-
there won't be.
there won't be.
There won't be.
Okay.
Nah. Actually,
Both.
I'm sorry. I just gotta come out with it. I'm switching the solo. Solo machine's going to coach. I'm pulling out the chalk.
You're such a troll. So you guys, realistically, you need a mid and a support, and
Yes.
I don't know. So so you guys have a mid and a support, and we'll find out sometime
Yes.
a little bit later on, probably next week, who those guys are going to be. So
Yes.
I guess my question is, what are you gearing up for that Challenger Cup?
No.
No.
You guys sound pretty confident about not gearing up for the Challenger Cup.
We're not gearing up for the Challenger Cup.
100%. We're not gearing up for the Challenger Cup.
Obi and the Buds is not a Challenger Cup team. Let me say that.
So
Yeah.
Obi and the Buds. All right, because I know you're not gonna give me a chance to not address this. Before we
Okay.
go any further, there is a new Smite Central team. Smite Central runs the community tournaments. You know that thing that Adonis was bragging about last week. Well, Draylo and the squad are gonna come online, and they're gonna have a Smite Central team. So it's who is it? It's Draylo, Masked, Walrus, Obi, and Shadow Q.
Yep.
And these are the guys that are going to be playing in the community. The community. I want to stress this again. The community tournament, right? It's nothing.
Benjamin.
It's just a
channel.
community tournament.
Oh Jesus.
So my question to you
Move to rating.
is:
DND.
should we look into this for SPL or?
Obi and the
Obviously.
Buds. I mean, this roster. Let's go through the roster right here. All right, we got Mask ADC. We got a Walrus jungle. We got Obi mid. Good old Obi mid. Shadow Q support. Me solo. I'm thinking that's a top 3 SPL team for my money.
We actually we openly invite Adonis to play this weekend, or with this Thursday.
Did he
Oh
decline?
yeah.
No, we don't know yet.
We're doing it
asking
right now. Adonis, if you're out there, we're openly inviting you to come play with us, Obi and the Buds. Come play with us, Adonis.
Against us.
Or against us, rather. Against us. Come play against us. Come play against Obi and the Buds.
Even if he has Peckies?
Even if he has Peckies.
Uh oh. Those are fighting words.
Yeah.
Those are fighting words. So, Smite Central tournaments aside and coming back into the SPL, you guys are confident that you're not going to play in the Challenger Cup. So it sounds like you're either going to join. Are you going to be playing in Phase 3 of relegations?
Oh yeah, no. Believe it or not, full-time Smite Central players. Then we're moving on to a different league. But no, I can't say anything. That was just a joke.
Oh, that was just a joke. You
Yeah,
threw
I
me
can't
for
say
a loop
anything.
there, buddy. Well, that's kind of fun. Adonis is returning fire now. If you lose, you all have to quit playing.
Well,
You gotta
me-
quit
well, me-
casting if we win.
yeah, you gotta quit casting if we win.
I'm down. I'm down. You guys should play right now.
F Dot's ready to go. But me and Obi didn't even play in the first place, so I think I think we have nothing to lose here at this point.
So you guys, I mean, you guys seem to be in good spirits. Last night didn't like when the news broke. It seemed like there was like initial drama off the second,
Right.
like off of the bat, and then things sort of dissipated. Are you guys cool with Pain and Chaos and the guys from Enemy, or?
Yeah, for the most part, we had no like bad blood. I mean, obviously, I was a bit like upset when I was a little baby ragey when like the news came out and like
Yeah, of course.
when, like like everyone's gonna be baby ragey at that point. But like
Yeah.
after I slept on it, after I like had time to think on it and get over it, and actually stop being a little baby rager, I have no reason to have any bad blood towards anybody.
Yeah. Same with me. For the most part, I have no bad blood of like anyone. Like the enemy, like the org, everything is fine. At first, I had bad blood of Chaos and Pain, but I resolved that quickly. I just had to sleep on it. That's just kind of how these things happen. You just need to
Sleep on things
it.
before we go on Twitter.
Yep. Lesson learned.
Yeah, that's I can attest to that being good advice as well. Sleep
Unless
on
you're
it before
roasting
you go.
Orbit Rob, and just go full in.
Orbit Rob. Yeah, I guess that's fair. But either way, you guys seem to be in good spirits, and that's a good thing. Moving forward, you guys have your 2 new players. How confident are you? Like, do you think
Very.
this team is better than Enemy was with Pain and Chaos?
I think we'll be very good.
I think we'll be top 2.
Top
Yes.
2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you beat Team Flex?
Oh.
No one. I mean, Team
I mean,
Flex obviously number 1.
They're obviously the number one. Like,
When does Team Flex play? Can somebody chat? Can you tell me when Team Flex plays?
I'll check the schedule for you.
But so realistically, you guys think you're top 2? Those are big words. But I mean,
Yeah,
you guys
we're pretty confident. We're pretty confident.
You guys surprised a lot of people last time around, but the major difference was that Pain really put you guys together, right? I mean, Pain
That's false, brother.
false. Because I
brother.
mean, so from the outside looking in,